Jai Sai Ram.
Jai Sai Ram.
Welcome, Don LaMonica.
Thank you, Aaron.
We're so pleased that you're here with us today. This is one of the wonderful chances that we have. Those treasures that were given to you in this life, we'd like for you to share some of those with us. Please start anywhere.
Thank you.
Sai Ram.
Sai Ram. I actually have been to India 18 different times. In October of 97 was the first time that I went with my friend Akhtar and Steve. 3 of us went. And when I got to India, it was in Bombay, and we were in a small hotel there, and there was a picture of Sathya Sai Baba in the lobby, and I just felt like I was home. It was like I knew it was like you're home, you're here in India, and you're going to get to see God tomorrow. We went there, and I can remember the first darshan. The feeling of him walking from the ladies' side to come over to the men's side, as he got closer, it just about took my breath away. I almost couldn't breathe as he got closer and closer to me. And it was like, this is something impossible in this life, that you would have this being here this close to you.
So, help me understand. Isn't Sai Baba just a village boy born in India that's walking around over there?
Oh, no.
He's just a holy man, right?
No, he's way beyond that. He has proved to me time and time again his omniscience. He is the beginning, the author of all of this. He is in each and every one of us, omniscient, omnipresent, and so much more, 1,000,000 times more. We all love his form, he says, but that's not who he is. He is beyond that. I don't know how to explain what that is, but it is something absolutely magnificent and gracious and loving and beyond words.
And you've experienced it in your life that way?
Yes, I have. At different times I have.
How has Sai Baba changed your life?
Well, completely. I was brought up as Catholic, and it could be pretty harsh at times, you know. I always felt that God was a punishing God, and that's why I figured it. First time Swami told me, he's going to say, "You have been very bad, and you are going to pay the price," and you know, all of the other things. And it was absolutely none of that. It was just total love and total grace. And that love is who Swami is, and unless you can really experience it, it's only words. But that love is palpable, and that is what I think changed me and made me go in a different direction. To be a lobbyist like I was, and to be into the stuff of the world, one of the absolute miracles that I think that happened to me was the first time I was sitting in Darshan when I was there. And I was sitting there, I was sort of meditating. I always had trouble with meditation, but I was sitting there thinking of Swami, and this thought came into my head. Hey, you know that drinking and smoking and eating meat and gambling? He didn't say, "You're a bad boy. You've been doing this and we can't do it." He just said, "Leave it all." And so that day I quit all those things. And
Really?
when I came back, all my friends, you know, in the business, Clyde's, the local watering hole there in Tallahassee, you know, they said, "Man, I haven't seen you in Clyde's in a couple of weeks. What you been doing?" I said, "Well, we heard you went off to India. Why in the world would you do that?" And I said, "Well, I was sort of called through grace back, and I went there, and so I decided not to do that. So, well, you'll be back in a couple of weeks. Well, that was 25 years ago.
That's a big deal for someone that's used to a certain lifestyle. For him to mention something to you, why don't you change your entire lifestyle in a way?
Yeah.
You're like, on that moment, you just do it.
Well, when I got back, I really thought it would be very difficult, especially smoking and that kind of thing, and drinking especially. I dearly thought that was something to do, but Swami gave me the grace to say it wasn't. Looking back on it, it doesn't seem like it was that difficult.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was. It is. There was a man from Panama City. His name was Dave. I had intended to hand Swami a letter in Darshan, and as I handed him, Dave cleared me a path because I was like the fifth row back, and I went to hand it like that. And as I did, he said, "How many?" And in my notes before that, I had written that to ask for 3 and included Dave. And so Dave didn't hear him say, "Go." So as he walks back around us and everything, I said, "Come on, Dave, we're going for an interview." And he said, "What?" I said, "We're going for an interview." And he said, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." Swami said, "Go. Come on." And I said, "You too." So we get up and we go in the interview room. Well, he calls Dave in first in the interview room. And then as he comes back out, he does like this, and he materializes a green diamond ring. You've seen the green diamonds. And he puts it on Dave's finger, and Dave and I are sitting there together. And then he goes back in and calls some more people in there. Well, Dave and I are sitting there in the outer interview room talking, and I was just so happy for him. It was like I had gotten the ring. So then Swami calls me in there, and after the talking and everything, he looks at me and he says, "Where's your ring?" And I said, I don't have one, Swami. And he said, "Oh." So then some other things, I came back out, and I sat down beside Dave. And I still not even thinking about a ring or anything. I was just so happy that Dave had gotten that. And Swami comes and sits down, and we were kind of sitting at his feet. And he looks at me, and he goes like this, where I can see it. And out comes this ring. And he holds it up like this, and he says, "Diamond." And I looked at him, and then he said, "Die mind," which was reminding me about my meditation again, to die mind. And so he signaled like to hold my hand up there, and I put my right hand up for him to put the ring on. And he pushed it away, and he took my left hand and he put it on that finger, and it's been on there ever since.
Wow.
And that was over 20 years ago. I've put, as you should, a very premium on meditation in this life. And I have done a very poor job of being able to meditate.
Okay.
I have tried, Lord knows, Swami, I have tried. I have sat and sat. I would write letters, and Swami would take them, "Swami, help me with my meditation, please." I was sitting near the temple, and Swami had come around in the men's section, and he was there giving out Vibhuti for some people. And as he was doing Vibhuti, he was standing right near me, and he had made Vibhuti to the person next to me, and I was going to do Padanamaskar. And as I leaned forward like that to touch his feet, he took his hand and wouldn't let me do it. But he did what I call a scrunch. He had one finger like this, and it went scrunch on the top of my head and stopped me like this from doing Padanamaskar. As I am sitting there, I closed my eyes to try to figure out what this was all about. a voice, again, like the one that told me about quitting those things, came in my head and said, experiment begin. I was looking up through my third eye, and I saw incredible things. First of all, it was colors of gold and orange and blue, and just unbelievable colors of things. Then I saw, I remember a cobra like this, so vivid, it was unbelievable. And so I thought to myself, so this is what real meditation is like, you know? This must be it. There were several other things I don't remember now, but I do remember the final thing. Swami said, look up. And I had my eyes closed, and I looked up, and he had a picture of Amrita, and he poured it in my eyes. And it went all the way down my spine, all the way down like that. And I went, oh, wow, that's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And everything was so vivid. And as I sat there, then the voice said, experiment over. As I opened my eyes, there was nobody around. Nobody bothered me or anything. It was like I had sat, I don't know how long I sat there, but everybody had gone, you know. Had left, and I left. I slowly got up and walked and went back to my room. Man, if I could get my third eye working like that. And Swami had a quote that said, a hero is a person who doesn't beg or cringe or flatter or fawn. He knows that the Lord knows his heart. And that just meant so much to me. And I had put a big star, because back then you could bring your notebook with you. And I put a big star beside it. This is what I'm going to live by this new year. The reason the hero quote meant so much to me is that I made my living as a lobbyist. And a lobbyist, that was an accurate description. You're either begging or cringing for them to do something for you, or you're flattering or you're fawning them, and oh, you're so great, or you're doing this and you're doing that. And so I thought, that's been my whole working life. So I go into the interview room, and as we're sitting there, Swami says to all of us first, he says out to all of us, be a hero, not a zero. But he's looking directly at me.
Right.
So I went, unbelievable. He knows everything. You know, I want to just shout out. He knows everything. He knows it all. And in that interview too, he took me to the interview room by myself. Mm-hmm. And he told me some very personal things. I mean, I just don't know how to express it, but it may help some other people. He said to me, depression, all your life, even as a child.
Wow.
And when he said that, he said, I bless. And he put both his hands on my head.
Wow.
And I felt like that he healed it. He healed me. Grace beyond measure that you are able to hear Swami's name, and then to have the privilege of going and having his darshan is really very, very special in this life.
Thanks so much for sharing that.
Thank you. Thank you, Darren.
Sorry.
Sayonara, brother.